What's going on, guys? So my last video on refining hide, probably a few weeks ago now, I was able to max out Master Hide Tanner, and just yesterday I was able to max out Grandmaster Hide Tanner. Currently level 10 on Elder Hide, which is my next goal, and I'll make a video on that. But I just wanted to let you guys know just like how I got to this point, and then I'll go into the spreadsheet to show you how much I'm making and what my plan is for, maximizing the profit between. Right now, I'm working between Bridgewatch and Martlock, but currently in Martlock. So, being that the bonus is in Martlock, and for those of you who don't know, you just click on it, and hide is the local refining bonus. So, I've been going to, and for anyone who, being that I don't really put the fees in the spreadsheet, I just wanted to bring this up because people have asked me. Try to find ones that have like 300 usage fee per 100 nutrition. Any ones that have like 999 or kind of like a ripoff, never go to those. 9800, 97. They're just banking on people making a mistake and not looking at the fee. So keep that in mind. And also in my spreadsheet, I don't factor in the 4% sell fee, because I figure everyone kind of does that. I wanted to limit the columns. So the 4% is the premium tax. Otherwise, I think it's, 6%? Or is it 8? I don't know off the top of my head. But that's how much you would have to pay if you're selling it to the market. I mean, you could always trade it to someone and not pay a fee, but my spreadsheet does not factor in either of those. So to actually level up my specs, what I've been doing is just buying any kind of hide. Like, for example, most recently, I was focusing on tier 7. Realistically, like the lower tier, unless you can get these for really cheap, like you'll get the most profit out of Pristine. But if you're just solely going for the actual spec, I would say just focus on the lower cost ones and focus refine those instead. You won't be getting as much profit, but I believe you'll be getting more skill. And then once you get to, let's say 20% this line, then I was using my learning points. So I used all my learning points. I have like 29 left, but I used a ton on my way to 100. In addition to refining anything that was most profitable at the time, based on the current price of leather or the current price of hide. And whenever I had extra money laying around, I would buy the dip of any of these hides, whatever I was focusing on for tier 7. And I was also doing buy orders. So for example, like I'd put buy orders for 33 or let's say 35. I mean, if it was much lower than the actual sell order price, I was putting in buy orders. If it was pretty same, like 8400 versus 8300, I wouldn't put a buy order in. But that's kind of what I've been doing over the past month, and just refining it every day, making sure I don't waste my focus, because if it gets to 30,000, that's the cap, and you don't get any more until you use it. So I've just been doing that every day, selling it, making about, I would say, at least $1 million to $2 million per day. Focus refining the tier 7 hide. And I wanted to show you guys now with the current prices, this is how much I could possibly make with my current spec. So I plugged it in here. I have 100 of each of these spec and 10 of this spec. And for those of you who have asked this question, yes, like for example, if you're putting more into like tier 8 spec tier, it will improve your tier 7, like a small amount. So let's say I change this to 30. You could see this profit per 10,000 focus that improves because there's a minor bonus to it. But it's also most efficient for the actual spec tier that this is kind of obvious. The spec tier that you're upgrading, it'll be most beneficial to that one, and provide a little bit of bonus for the other ones. So anyway, with the current prices, and this is all based on the Martlock prices for sell prices and buy prices. Obviously, you'd want to get hide from I found Bridgewatch because that's the primary resource there. So you could put buy orders there or just buy it directly if it's cheaper. But currently with the Bridgewatch Martlock prices, if I were to buy it in Bridgewatch, buy it in Martlock and sell it in Martlock, this is looking at, like, this is before taxes and fees, about 98 million with my current spec, just doing pristine hardened leather. Now, they don't sell as fast as the other ones, like the lower tier, so this might be like might be too good to be true. It's probably a little bit less than that, and then you have to factor in, let's say, this times, I'll say 5%, so minus 5 million. So you'd be looking at like 90 million or so right now if I was just going to focus on this one. Now, this gets a little bit more complicated because I wouldn't, if I was going to refine it in Martlock, I wouldn't sell it directly in Martlock, especially like these expensive ones. So for example, if I'm going to do that, I would buy the robust hide from Bridgewatch and then sell the pristine hardened leather in Bridgewatch. So over here, I put all the Bridgewatch prices in. So let's say I'm looking for pristine hardened leather, and right now it's 300,000 per for the pristine hardened leather. So let's say if I just put that in manually, and then I want to buy, let's say, pristine robust hide from Bridgewatch, not Martlock. So that would be 115,000 instead of 120,000. So you save 5,000. And I put this in manually here. So this is if I were to buy it in Bridgewatch and then buy the hide in Bridgewatch and then sell the leather, hardened leather in Bridgewatch, and you're looking at something crazy, 150. Now the reason why this is so skewed is because you're not going to be able to get. There's only a limited quantity every day at that price from Bridgewatch. Maybe you'll get like 30, 40, 50. So take that with a grain of salt. That was the phrase I was thinking of before. But even so, like, even if on the off chance, let's say, let me put this formula back in here. If I'm using the Martlock price. So even so, you're looking at, like, with my current spec, like 70 million, even with the fees and everything, high 60 million, which is really good. I mean, I'm not complaining about that. Now, this is just in the current day, July 1st, the current prices. It may change by tomorrow. So even though I'm refining this for the profit now, maybe tomorrow or 3 days from now, one of these might be more profitable. It says like 10 million now, but let's say I change all these prices to Bridgewatch as the current one. And the reason I'm changing this to 6 is because these are the current prices, the third column over. If I go to the 6th column, this is the Bridgewatch prices. And then with that, if I'm selling all this to Bridgewatch, you could see these are much, much more profitable. And again, this is really skewed. 187 million I would get because the price of pristine reinforced leather is like 100,000 more in Bridgewatch. Now, it's no guarantee people are going to buy that, but it's a better chance than Martlock because you're going to get 100,000 more. So that's the video. I mean, you got to use a lot of like trial and error and use your own experience as to where you want to sell it, depending on the prices. These are all manually. I've inputted these prices in here just today. You guys could do the same. Again, I'll link it. I'll link the spreadsheet, or I'll put a link to the spreadsheet in the description below. But I tried my best to answer the questions from previous commenters on my last hide video. But right now, I'm pretty happy with this. At least minimum of 70 million with limited, 10, 15 minutes every 3 days of work. And then I can focus on other things that I want to make videos on that I've listed in my my last video. So I think this video is probably long enough. If you guys do have any other comments or suggestions, some people have said sell it in Limhurst. because there's a bonus of leather helmet, leather shoes, so there's more demand for leather, so you could try that. It's just a longer trip for me, so I haven't done it yet. But yeah, I mean, pretty happy with the results. I've just been market flipping, doing my focus refining. I will make another video once I hit max on Elderhide, and then I'll show you that everything here will be matched. So this 30-day focus profit for current will equal the max, because I'll have max spec for everything. And I'll make another video then. So thanks for watching, and feel free to comment below again with any questions or comments or concerns. And thank you for watching.